This is Coffee Chug, and I have something really cool to ask you, and something that I really need your feedback from, and I need it very, very quickly. This is really designed for students, but it will really take any input because at some point we were all students in our lives, and so all our ideas are going to be quite valid. So just yesterday, I connected with a pretty awesome guy who is working with the Department of Ed for the United States creating an event for educational gaming. So here is what I'm looking for that I need you to provide feedback, either down here in the comments or on my blog or a tweet or email. It doesn't really matter. I just need your ideas so I can send it off to this awesome guy so that he can work with it to put something together for the United States Department of Education. Sounds pretty legit. This is bigger than just doing stuff for Coffee Chug, which isn't really that big a deal. This is much cooler and much bigger. So what we're trying to do is purge the educational landscape of terrible education games. Here is what we need from you. We're going to replace the terrible games with really, really good ones. So at least that's the goal, that's the attempt that we're after here. So what we need is student voice or people's ideas on what are the issues, what are the skills, the ideas, topics, and maybe anything else that I'm not thinking of that would make a great quality education game. In addition to that, we also want you to think about those ideas in comparison to the education games that are currently out there that are not meeting the needs of students. There's a lot out there. There's a ton out there. But what are the ones that are not very good? And also, what are the things that you would like to see that are needed in order to create a high quality game so that you can help learn and become a better person, student, learner, whatever word you want to put into it. So we're basically asking you, what kind of game would you want to see in the education, in the classroom? For me, I can only think of one game that I grew up with that we used in the classroom. This is going to make me feel old, but it was the Oregon Trail, and that's something that everybody would use. And I can't really think if it was a good game or a bad game because I don't really remember much except going down to the computer lab and loading up the big floppy drives, and that may or may not work, and you get a little bit of time to play, and by the time you got some sort of illness and started to die, it was time to leave. So I don't have a lot of knowledge because I didn't have access to games, but you guys do. There are games everywhere. So think about the ones that you're addicted to. Think about the ones outside of education. How can we weave some of those elements into a high quality education game? All this information is going to get fed back to the US Department of Education. So give me your ideas. We need it in the next couple days. It's a short deadline, and we're just trying to get as much voice and feedback and input as we can. All right. I am going to drink some coffee, and then I am going to see if I can find Oregon Trail because now talking about it makes me want to play and go down that path of nostalgia and probably realize it just wasn't that exciting of a game. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Please share out, and we'll be in touch soon.